La 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 la. Where's my Vox? Checkity check, check, check. There we go. And then I don't have to talk so loud to get the voice activation. 330. Okay, I haven't flown this helicopter for a while, so I've got my checklist out while I warm up. Make sure I send Mike a message with my Garmin so he knows exactly where I am, but I will also file a flight plan. I've got a handheld radio here. I've got lots of survival gear underneath each seat. I have a satellite phone and a green dry bag right behind me, and I'll file an FAA flight plan. Good morning, Juno Radio, helicopter 907 Victor Sierra 122.2 Valdez with a pre-stored.
Helicopter 90 Victor Sierra calling Juno Radio, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to file and activate with you from Valdez to Thompson Pass, return to Valdez. I've got one on board, pilot is Lee. I've got 3 hours of fuel on board, and give me a hard return time of 6 p.m. local time, and that's November 907 Victor Sierra. While he's working on that, I'm warmed up so I can go to 75 and do my magneto check.
November 907 Victor Sierra, say again route, please.
Yeah, that will be from Valdez direct to Thompson Pass and return to Valdez. Okay, I'll do my spry clutch check. And I can tell that they've got somebody new in the Juno radio in the flight service station. It's always my habit to close the door.
November 907 Victor Sierra, your flight plan is ready to be filed and activated. And there are air mets out for mountain obscuration in the area of Valdez. Monitor the Valdez automated weather for current altimeter, and pilot weather reports are appreciated for any low ceiling encounter.
7 Victor Sierra, thank you very much. Only thing I did not check is the hydraulics. Okay, I'm doing the flow and check. All is good. I will check the warning horn system on the way up. Okay. Rolling up. Valdez area traffic, helicopter 907 picking up at the VS hangar. I'll be departing to the west with a left downwind departure to Valdez Glacier. I'll make sure all my lights are on so everybody can see me. I even have pulse lights in this helicopter. And let's see how it feels to fly the R44 again. Woohoo! I don't need as much left pedal as I usually do in the 505. Oh, I'm definitely aft low. Should have brought some ballast. Tail low. All right, today's mission, I want to go check out all the fall colors. Maritime's got their BO-105 out. My gosh, it's beautiful. Valdez traffic, helicopter 907 will be doing a right downwind departure to the east. change my mind because I want to go closer over to the mountain, see if we can find any bears up there.
South traffic helicopter 645 is off potato point 1,300 southwest bound for Naked Island.
Have fun out there, Zach.
Yeah, see you around. You too.
Okay, I gotta sense what the wind is doing because I took the GPS down so I won't get a ground speed versus relative airspeed, ground speed relative to airspeed, so I will have to use more of my spidey senses. Definitely feel the tailwind right now. You can feel a little back and forth, side to side, so that's always a good telltale sign that you've got a tailwind. Feels like about 5 knots. See what the AWAS had said.
Zulu, wind 230 at 04. Visibility 10.
But as I get around this corner, especially this time of the year, the weather can be, or the wind can be 180 degree difference. So right now it's saying it's coming out of the west there, but I'll be watching along the water here. Typically you'll get wind coming down the glacier, and then you end up with a little turbulence right here. But it's looking pretty glassy on the glacier lake. Gotta keep my eye out for drones around here. Wow, I'm getting up against the stop. So in the mountains, I just took off from sea level. I'm at 2,000 already. And because I've got wind from behind me going up this ridge, I can literally just hug the mountain, and it's like an elevator. Wow, look at the fall colors. So I'm hoping that the bears have started to come up higher above the tree line, looking for blueberries and other berries. Little wispy layer right here. I always check my temperature, put it back down to Celsius, so it's 5 degrees C, so I know that that could not turn into frost on the outside of the helicopter. But I'm getting closer towards the time of the year. Oh, I think I see a bear, unless it's just a rock. Yeah, I think that's just a rock. Oh, mountain goats. Hello, beautiful mountain goats. I won't harass them, they're already moving. Okay, you boys enjoy. Beautiful animals. I'm gonna need some sunglasses, and I don't have them, so I'll at least put these on. Wow. Beautiful little lake. So I've got blue skies out here, but whenever there's shade, this can all become flat light as well. So I've got glacier covered in snow. I am hugging the rock side because that has definition. I can tell how far away I am. Even out here today, I'm not really sensing any flat light, but it's always my habit to give myself the advantage of terrain features. Out here it becomes harder to tell how high off the ground. Maybe I've got a shadow that I can help, so I can see that I've got rising terrain. Easily going to clear it. So my mission today is to go out and find a really beautiful spot with some fall colors. Do a little bit of heli hiking. I want to kind of hike a ridge line, get some exercise, pick some berries. I've got a buddy that just got a moose, so we've got some fresh moose meat to cook up for dinner. And I like to do a balsamic reduction with wild blueberries. It's delicious. A little sauce for the moose. Yeah, the fall colors are just spectacular. Yeah, I think I want to go that way. My gosh, it's incredible out here. Taking the Freedom Machine for a ride today. I call it the Freedom Machine because I don't need anyone's help to get it in or out of the hangar. With the 505, I need a trained professional to operate the wheels and then make sure not to drop it on its tail because it's so aft heavy when moving it. And the wheels are quite dangerous to wrench over. So right now I'm trying to get a message out on my Garmin inReach, sending a message to Mike so that he at least can track me and see exactly where I am. I've filed a flight plan for Thompson Pass, but that can be a real broad area, and I don't have a specific area in mind. I tend to go more for a condition where the clouds or the sunlight or the snow level, what have you. So I just go out and explore without an actual set spot to land. But once I get the message out, so I need this to be as close to the sky as I can. Once the message goes out, then I do keep my inReach on my person in case I were to have to make an auto-rotational landing or any landing, and I would have my source of communication on my person. But I also have a satellite phone. It's in my dry bag, the green dry bag that's at the ready. I can grab right here behind me. If the helicopter were on fire and I need to get away from it. Oh, that's a rock. Still haven't found a bear, but there's gotta be one out here. Wow, look at these colors. You know, this is kind of a cool little bench. Oh, it just started raining. So maybe I won't land here. Oh, there's a couple mountain goats, or a mountain goat. I don't want to spook them, so I'll just get right about here. See you, buddy. This is an area that's actually quite accessible from hiking. So there's a road a couple miles that way and you can hike this ridge. So I will go to an area that's not as accessible. So we have an amazing camera system in Alaska to check weather cameras. And when I had my helicopter business, I would bring the FAA out here all the time to service their FAA camera. So right here is the camera site. This is also a State of Alaska repeater site. I've spent many a day out here. Oh, it looks like they're doing some construction, or they just left a bunch of trash around. And it looks like there's quite a good four-wheeler track to get out here, so maybe sometimes they don't come by helicopter. Also been known to sling some fuel tanks out here in 60 knots of wind with an R44. Got a little lake down below. It shows you exactly where the wind is coming from. So it's coming from over my right shoulder, that direction. So I've got a tailwind right now. And I've got power lines. Definitely worked on these power lines before. So we'll be a good pilot and go right over the structure rather than the span, mid-span. Yeah, so here's the road. You've got all kinds of people out here that will be hiking. But right across the way is looking absolutely spectacular. Thompson Pass here, Marshall Pass there, goes down the Tasnuna River. It's a couple hundred feet lower than Thompson Pass, so a lot of times you'll get socked in weather right here because this is maritime climate on this side, and then you got mountains on that side, so it kind of clashes, gets bottlenecked, so you can get stuck right here. And oftentimes you can get down Marshall, down to the Copper River. This is why I usually wear a baseball hat. I've got a little brim on this hat. I haven't worn this hat in a long time. This was my very first year working as a utility pilot in Alaska. I used to wear this hat all the time. I just found it in an old bag of old clothes. I thought it'd be nice and appropriate for today, coming out here and checking out the fall colors. But the brim is not quite good enough for sun. It's also hunting season, so people do come out here by airplane, get dropped off. Helicopters, it's unfair advantage, so you can't do any sort of helping with hunting at all by helicopter in Alaska. But you can by airplane, so you can get dropped off, you just have to wait I think it's 24 hours before you can hunt. Maybe it's only 12. I'll have to look into it. Oh, there's a bird. Bald eagle. Laying chicken. So I've got wind coming from my right, coming up this hill. I can feel it lifting me. Maybe not. Yeah, there's a 1,500-foot climb right there. See if there's a bear around. So this will be the downwind side, but I'm gonna guess I've got wind coming down the glacier as well. Not feeling much wind at all. Got fresh snow right here. Oh, this is spectacular. Yeah, I think I'll land right there. So I'll take a good look around for any wildlife. I do have a gun with me. I've got a Glock 40 with me. But typically bears they don't want to be around people, and they definitely don't like the sound of a helicopter. Don't see any. Oh man, I wanted to land here because I've got sun, but it looks to me like the sun is not going to last. Oh, I'll land and have a sandwich anyway. Hungry. All right, so I've done a full look around. I don't see any animals, no wolverines, no goats, no bears. Wide open, easy landing spot, which will be good because I'm pretty tail low by myself. I'm gonna bring up some stuff from the back into the front, maybe even load up a rock. And I believe the wind's coming from that direction, but not very much of it, maybe 5 knots. I want to come at it from eye level. I'm going to let my descent happen. I can tell that there's not too much wind, and I'm not power limited in any way. So, but I definitely don't have my wind right because, let me look at my trim strings and see what they're doing. Okay, the wind is from there, about. Maybe right about there. That would make sense because it's coming down the glacier. So let me come at that again. Yeah, I can feel the downwind there. Definitely feel the wind here. That feels right. Now this is rock. It is not ideal for finding a flat spot for the skids. So I'm gonna get my spot right out here at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock position. See exactly where I want to put the skids, which I believe is like right there. And feel my way down from here. Okay, my skid looks good. When I land off airport, I'm very intentional about how I get out of the helicopter and how I get my passengers out of the helicopter. So it's just me today. I'm going to demonstrate how I get out and make sure that with my weight adjustment, so the weight of me being up forward CG and getting out, I want to make sure that my two bear paws, the back of the skids, are nice and solid on the ground and that the helicopter doesn't tip over backwards. Very real possibility out here, especially I don't have a passenger. Normally I'll train my left seat passenger to be able to look down at my back left skid for me. And I haven't seen it yet. So I looked exactly where I was going to place both my skids and then I sidestepped onto it. So I believe that I've got both my skids nice and solid. But this is hard rock, and if the back of that skid is a little bit off, then the helicopter can tip backwards as I climb out. So get the blades completely stopped. I stopped them a little bit off center. Always a good habit because these blades flap, and if I had a big gust of wind, they could actually flap hard enough. And if it were over the tail cone, it would hit the tail. So, okay. I'm going to leave my headset on just so that I can talk to you guys if it's long enough. So when I climb out, I'm going to actually step onto the skid itself, and then I look backwards. And as I adjust my weight from off of the skid, I'm watching the tail, and it has not moved, shifted at all. And then I'll take a good look at my left skid, the one that I'm blind to, and it looks great. In fact, the whole front part of it, front half of the skid, is not in contact with the ground, but the important part is, and that is the back bear paw is where the back of the skid is. So I'm all good. Sit down, have my sandwich, and fly the drone around, and I'll show you guys what the spot looks like.